So you're getting ready to buy your first rental property. Congrats. But now the question is on your mind is, what's next? I don't have time to manage this property myself. So what do I do about going and finding a good property manager? What are the questions asked? What am I looking for in a great property manager? Well, I'm the Flippin' Landlord Ninja, and we're two guys take on real estate.
Two guys take on real estate.
I want to share some experience that I've had when I first started getting into rental property. I actually went out to Michigan. It's actually Saginaw, Michigan, where I bought a 4-family. And I went out there, I met with a realtor, and I went to look at buying this 4-family house, and it was fully rented. I was all excited. The real estate agent said, yeah, I can manage it, not a problem. So I spent a good week out there looking at stuff and kind of getting ready to get my first rental property out in Michigan. So I was so excited. Everything's gonna run smoothly. I'm gonna be working from it afar. I'll just have to manage just paying the mortgage and all that stuff. Super excited. Well, fast forward a couple months, and the realtor said, yeah, I just can't handle it, but I got this guy, and he's great. He does already manage some other property, not a problem. He'd also do all the mowing and everything. Okay, whatever, I need someone. I'm closing on it very shortly. So yeah, sure, you'd be happy to talk to this guy. So I talked to the guy, and seems like a really nice guy, all excited. Well, fast forward again, a few months later, I'm not getting my rents, and it turns out he's actually stealing money because he's collecting cash and not giving me the money. So my tenants are saying they paid, but unfortunately, I don't actually get the rental income, so now I can't pay my mortgage. So I'm having to leverage my job to cover the mortgage. Wow. So then I fire him, and next thing I step in, all right, that's it. I'm gonna get the big boys, all right? I'm gonna call, local large, property manager and get them in. Well, I do the same thing. I hire a great, property manager, and they're big. They've got thousands of units that they manage. I'm all excited. Well, they don't give it the attention that I need. All of a sudden, I find out later that it's vacant for more than 3 months, more than 50% vacant. And then, unfortunately, my tenants or someone went in and stole everything: the toilet, the appliances, the furnaces, the plumbing, everything was stolen. And then when I go to look for an insurance claim, essentially the insurance company said, well, we found out that we talked to your property management company, and it had been vacant for more than 50% more vacant than for more than 3 months. So basically they denied my claim and didn't pay me a dime for the insurance. So I basically had a completely gutted building that I couldn't do anything with. So unfortunately, that was where I had to have a foreclosure on my record and had to work my way back up from there. Fast forward, into 2008, where Kevin and I are looking to get into, real estate, looking back in buying lots of property, and we're talking to ourselves, well, we're doing some due diligence, and we can't find any great property management area in the area. Because I told him, I'm not gonna make this mistake again. I wanna really hone in and know exactly what's going on with property management. So I'm like, we're gonna need to do it ourselves. All right, we're gonna have to figure this out. I wanna know every ins and outs of the whole property management business so that we don't get screwed. So here's some tips I've learned, because now, I definitely would have done differently, is actually had some better criteria on how to evaluate a really good property manager, because having a great property manager on your team is key to allow you to grow quickly. That was one of the biggest things that kind of hindered our growth. Now, we did quite well. We got to 500 units in about 10 years. But honestly, we could have probably done 5,000 units or more if we had a great property manager, because we had to spend so much time building the systems and building that team that if we had someone already in place, that would have allowed us the freedom to just focus on finding the great deals, getting the financing, and kind of keeping that machine rolling. Instead, we had to manage employees, and we had to manage the systems and all that stuff. Some things that I would say the biggest number one thing you really want to make sure your property manager has is really, really key good systems. So systems about collecting rent, huge important. How do they handle evictions? What's their process for that? How do they process their work orders? How do they follow up and make sure their work orders were completed? Tenants have access online so they can report issues or check up on issues. Often I've heard one of the big things is that people actually, the work got done, but maybe they didn't come back and sand and paint the primer or the patchwork that they did. So that, how can the tenant follow up with the work orders? How can you check as the owner of the property, did all my work orders get completed? Does it have good notes? Are there pictures before and after? These are all crucial things that you can make sure that they have good systems for. The number one thing when I'm looking now to invest out of state is looking at what systems do they have. How are they processing getting materials? Are they actually do they have their own in-house warehouse where they're having everything like an inventory and property management software? Or are they actually just going to Home Depot and they're charging all that drive time? Because that eats into your profits real quick. What else do they do for actually invoicing you for materials and labor? How do they actually track that? Are they having a GPS track down their guys so that they can actually work on their work orders? Do they have paper work orders or do they have digital work orders? What are their systems and processes that they have in place that make them more efficient, that saves them money and you money? So as always, I hope this was helpful, guys. If you like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon because we're coming out with new videos. And if you just see what the YouTube algorithm has shown you, because I think this is a good video for you. Thanks, guys.